What's going on, guys? Today I got some Tactical Masters to open up here. I wanted to open up some Power of the Elements when that came out a few weeks ago, but I had a bunch of banked points at a tournament place that I usually go to around here, and they ended up not having enough boxes to go around to give out for bank points, and so I ended up missing it. But that's totally fine because I think we have a higher chance of pulling something cool like a CR out of like 3 boxes of Tactical Masters. So, and I'll just jump on into it because I'm pretty sure there's not really a whole lot of explanation needed for a box opening. I'll try to go quick on these because we have 3 boxes to open, so we have quite a bit. And some of the, we have an Ultra right away, sick. This is one of the Violante cards. I'm not sure how good these cards are, but getting an Ultra right off the bat is always kind of nice. Some of the notable cards in this set are some like the reprints actually. Oh, a rare Fiend Griefing, that's actually kind of sick. So some of the notable cards in this set are like some of the reprints. So for example, like Droll and Lockbird comes as a reprint in here. Anti-spell is also a really good reprint. Labyrinth. This is I think one of the most important field spells for like the Labyrinth. Well, the only field spell I think, but one of the most important cards for the Labyrinth archetype, which is pretty cool. That's actually one I want to potentially try out. But getting back to some of the reprints, you have cards like Anti-spell in here, Scapegoat, things like that. And so what's really cool is a lot of those cards that are reprints also come out as CRs for the set. So that's kind of more or less what I'm looking for. These Rune cards are pretty cool too. It's nice that getting a lot of reprint on like some of these older cards like Trap Trick and Backjack, stuff like that, because since they're also reprinting Fiend Griefing, it's kind of nice that they have a bit of BA cards that they kind of have as support. And it's kind of cool because I think with the new Azura King guy, really strong rank 3 that came out of, well, I didn't know Compulse came out of here too, that's kind of wild. Really strong rank 3, the Azura King guy that came out of a Power of the Elements. With the I actually really wanted to try him out in the deck like BA or something like that, PKBA, something like that, because he's a really good rank 3 for the deck. And he has a negate on him as well on top of no, sick, another Ultra. Ariane, the Labyrinth Servant, sick. I actually don't really know too much about the archetype, the Labyrinth archetype, unfortunately, so I can't speak too much on that. But yeah, basically I was looking for a lot of cards that would basically be helpful for that deck. Trying that out with like a heavy trap setup, especially because I think that right now trap cards are actually kind of good again. Like if you notice, a lot of the decks that did really good at the Euro Worlds event, they were some heavily focused trap decks like Altergeist. I'm blanking on the other deck that did pretty well, but it was like another trap focused deck as well, if I remember correctly, or like a slower paced deck anyway. One thing I'm noticing that's kind of nice that is different than the Pote set is that I noticed that with Pote, a lot of the printing quality was really bad, or not so much the printing quality itself, but like the card quality was not that great, in the sense where a lot of the cards seem to be damaged inside the pack. So kind of like this Fiend Griefing, kind of, you can already kind of see, has a bit of like white spotting up at the top. A lot of cards I noticed from Power of the Elements were like that straight out of the pack, even if I was really careful with opening the packs. And I am noticing a little bit as we open more of these packs. Oh, Runerick Tip, I think that's a pretty good one for the set, actually, for the Runerick cards as well. This one's actually pretty off center, which is kind of wild, but at least it's not too bad. It's not as bad as some of the other off centerings I've seen. But anyways, yeah, speaking of printing issues, I'm glad that at least these seem to be quite a bit better with that. I mean, you can kind of see like some kind of weird like spotting on like the corners maybe. It was really bad on Pote, I noticed, but at least with this set I feel like it's not as bad. I'm really trying to avoid the glare that I had on like the last video from the light above that's on, or it's not on right now. I kept it off to make it not as glare, so hopefully it doesn't come out too dark. So we're looking for one more Ultra, I believe, if not a CR. Runerick Destruction. So I've noticed already quite a few duplicates already, just off of the super slots. I don't really know them. Oh, cool, a rare Droll. I actually want to get a bunch of those if I can. We got one more pack, which should hopefully be an Ultra from the first box. Wow, only 3 Ultras, that's really unfortunate. So this box was kind of a dud. I have gotten quite a few of those, like in the Grand Creators, set, where like I think one of them I got like 2 Ultras and they were like the trash Ultras on top of it, so that was like really unfortunate. So hopefully with this set it ends up going a lot better. I know that there are cases that people have opened that have opened like something like, I think it was like 6 or 7 CRs in one case, which is pretty wild. When I was buying the boxes as well, or when I was exchanging my banked packs, the card owner was saying that they had some pretty good luck with his cases as well. So hopefully we can get at least one CR, and I can kind of show you what the CRs look like. I have seen like other people pull like CR Drolls and stuff like that. They do look really nice, I'm not gonna lie. Some more Labyrinth cards. Yeah, like I said, some of the more notable cards too are stuff like Cosmic Cyclone, things like that. Some of the reprints are really nice. I personally think that this set is a pretty good set to basically... Oh, another Runerick tip, nice. I think that this set's a pretty good set to basically hold. So whether you decide to hold sealed or basically hold the singles for a while, I think it's pretty good because the reprints are really good. But if you don't care about opening or anything like that, then maybe it might be better to hold sealed, in my opinion. Valiance. Oh, Valiance, that's the name of the archetype. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep these separate so that we can keep track of how many ultras came out of which boxes or whatever. Almost done with the first half. Hopefully we can get one more ultra in the first half here. I think if we get a CR, I think that would kind of make up for the shit box that we got in the... Oh! Shit, speaking of which, nice. We got a CR Labyrinth. I wasn't expecting that. It's kind of, I honestly almost didn't notice it at first, except for the fact that like it was in the ultra slot, but didn't look like a super, if that makes any sense at all. So one thing I have noticed, at least with this set, is that if it is a pack with an ultra in it, it'll be like the 4th or like 5th card in. Whereas when it's a super, it's like the 2nd or 3rd card in. So that's pretty dope. That makes up for the shit box in the beginning, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let me go ahead and get a sleeve for that actually. We always sleeving up the good cards in PC whites up here. Big fan of the PC whites. Alright, put that guy right there. Nice. So I guess the trick is if you just say CR enough times, then you'll pull a CR ideally. So if you look right here, if like the super is like the 2nd or 3rd one in the slot. And hopefully I can pull like another ultra really quick to kind of show you like the fact that like if it's an ultra or something like that, it's like a few. So it's again like the 3rd one for the super, and then maybe on this side if we can pull an ultra, then it'll be like in a different spot, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if all of the side sets are like that, or if it's just, see, like this one was like the ultra and it's like the 5th one in, so it usually makes a difference there. Welcome Labyrinth. I have no idea if that's good or not. Ideally, when you're opening a pack, you can kind of like tell like right away if it's going to be like a super or ultra pack or whatever, which is kind of nice in my opinion. It'd be wild if you get something like a double CR box or something like that. That'd be pretty sick, but I doubt that. Honestly, I'm pretty happy just to get one CR. I'm usually not good at opening a lot of like high rarity stuff like that. Especially not with just like random boxes that I buy. If I buy like a case or something like that of something, then yeah, obviously I can have a pretty high chance of pulling something nice. Like when I opened the Blazing Vortex case, I ended up getting that Starlight Prosperity, which was super dope. I still play that card to this day. It's one of my favorite cards. First Starlight I ever pulled. So sometimes you can get kind of lucky, and then a regular super rare Labyrinth, so that's kind of cool. In the last box, we can get something like a CR Droll or something like that. That would be really nice. And hopefully the camera can really catch like the beauty of the CRs in this set. I feel like they've really enhanced the quality of the CRs over the past few sets. When they first came out in Toon Chaos, I feel like they were pretty good. But then in Genesis Impact, they really dropped the ball. Like most of the, oh, right here, okay, another, damn, this is super miscut too. Almost missing an entire border there. That's kind of wild. But all right, we got another REN. So it looks like we're getting pretty close to finishing up a Labyrinth core here, which is kind of nice. The Labyrinth itself, the CR is looking pretty solid as far as the borders go. Not too miscut. It's like slightly miscut with a bit of a skinnier border on the left there, but I'm not dissatisfied with it. Yeah, all these reprints of like anti-spell, things like that are super nice. That way I don't have to keep on having like 1 or 2 play sets that I swap between like all my decks and everything like that. I can just have a bunch of extra play sets for other decks that I decide to run them in, etc. So working on the last box here. Looks like we got 2 boxes that were 3 ultras. I don't know if that's standard. I thought it was 4 ultras per box, but I guess I could be wrong. It would be kind of unfortunate if it's only 3 and not 4. I feel like these boxes were supposed to be 4 per box. One of these boxes, I don't know which one, was a part of a different case. So it's very possible that we could actually get another CR. I mean, I think it's typically like 1 CR per like 3 of these boxes. So normally I would say we probably hit our CR ratio here. But I know that one of these boxes was indeed from a separate case. And I believe it would either be the top or bottom one, because I didn't really switch the order of the boxes. Oh, sick, another Ultra. So we got another Valiance card, the same one that we got from the first box. It looks like maybe some clumping going on here, because I got a lot of similar Ultras. Unless there's just a really small pool of Ultras, but I don't think that's the case. But yeah, so it's very possible we get another CR here, because I believe this box would be the one that's from the separate case. So ideally we should get hopefully 1 more CR here. If not, hopefully some decent Ultras. Unfortunately, I don't think that Droll or Anti-Spell come as Ultras in this set. It's just the rare and then the CRs. But that's totally fine. Honestly, those cards look actually pretty nice as rares. I honestly don't really like lower rarity cards that much, like commons and rares. But surprisingly, for some reason, a rare Droll just kind of looks right. Oh, we got Runerick Fountain. This one is also another CR. Like I said, you just say it enough times and you get them. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can tell because the name is like silver as opposed to like the Ultra, the normal Ultra name. You can tell on the bordering that the border is quite different. And then yeah, on the artwork itself, it kind of has like almost like a faux ulti type of look to it. But I think that they, like I said, I really think that they improved the technology on these cards. I don't know if Runerick is different than Labyrinth. Yeah, it's gotta be. You can activate Runerick quick play spell cards from your hand. It's a different type of field spell too. So yeah, this gotta be a whole separate archetype. During your opponent's turn. This sounds like a kind of like an Orcus type thing. Once per turn, if you activate a Runerick quick play spell card, you can target up to 3 spell cards in your graveyard. Place them on the bottom of your deck in any order. Then draw a single rare card. That's kind of wild. This kind of seems like it might mesh well with a Sky Striker, to be honest. Honestly, I haven't looked that much into it, so I could be like way off the ball there. But overall, kind of dope. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, the CRs are basically kind of like I always kind of consider them like wannabe ultis for a while, but I think that honestly, with how they look now, I think it's like they kind of qualify as like their own separate rarity now. And we got Welcome Labyrinth. So very, very similar Ultra lineup. We have at least, well, it's weird because we pull 2 Ultras on one side. Well, I guess that's the only way you could do it if you only pull 3, but we pull 2 Ultras on one side, so you would imagine that like there's 4 Ultras per set, but out of each box, we've only pulled 3. I don't think that the CRs normally take up the spot of an Ultra. I haven't pulled enough CRs to know. But at least for these past 2 boxes, it has if you are supposed to get. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense because we got 2 Ultras on that same side as the CR. I think that happened in both boxes. So that wouldn't make sense. I would say if that was the case, you would have gotten 2 Ultras on one side and then 1 Ultra, 1 CR on the other side. But it looks like we've gotten 2 Ultras from one side plus a CR. Then on the left side, we only got 1. It looks like we might be missing the 4th Ultra on this one as well, just because usually they're kind of like mapped similarly, where like where it is on one side of the box is the same place as the second side on the box. But I think we already passed the spot where we got the first Ultra, so I think that we are indeed only going to get 3 Ultras out of here. But you know what, getting 2 CRs out of 3 boxes, like I'm pretty down for that, so I'm not even going to complain here. Hopefully, ideally for everybody else's boxes, they have the standard 4. And another one, sick. Oh, Runerick Fountain again. Okay, cool, that's dope. So we have another one for our Runerick deck here, or Runerick / Sky Striker potentially. Seems like they play a lot on like this whole quick play type thing. So considering that a lot of the Sky Striker spells are quick plays, that's going to be kind of sick. Hopefully they mesh well. I haven't read the cards enough to know. Also, we've gotten quite a few Drolls here, which is pretty good. Drolls and anti-spells. What the hell is this? Oh, Imperial Iron Wall. I actually needed a playset of this just in general, just to have, just in case that ever became good. So that's kind of cool. We're down to 2 packs left on the left side here. Hopefully one more of these can be an Ultra at least. That way we can see if kind of the ratio is supposed to ideally be 4 Ultras per box. But I don't know. It's not looking too good as far as the Ultras go, but you know what? Like I said, we got 2 CRs. Can't complain. And another Super. Jerry. Not Jerry. Alright, anyways. So that's pretty much it. We got some pretty good stuff out of here. Like I said, I cannot complain really. I got 2 CRs. Pretty much almost 3 Runic tips, which is kind of nice. Or Runic, I guess is what it's called. And then some Valiant stuff and some Labyrinth stuff. Like we kind of got a good mix of everything, but like it was a lot of clumping, it looks like. That's kind of wild. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys pull out CRs as well, and hopefully there's a lot of those cases, like I said, that have multiple CRs in them, not just like 3 or 4, but they have a whole bunch. Happy opening, and hopefully that gave you guys an idea of kind of ratios or clumping and stuff like that. Catch you guys later.